Welcome back to the channel, and in this video, not just a dangerous driving fail, but one which is rather bizarre, and I can't really work out based on the description given by the viewer who kindly sent me this footage. So in a nutshell, in this video there is a temporary traffic light area coming up to a junction, and the bus impatiently beeps the horn at around 20 seconds into the clip, which I'll show you in a moment. But then not only shows impatience at the fact that there are temporary traffic lights at this junction, but then when it comes to the junction itself and trying to get through the lights, the driver perspective stops because the lights have turned back to red, meaning that traffic will obviously be coming in the opposite direction. But then the bus drives around this vehicle to go through the red lights, which I find ultimately perplexing. But I will show you the clip and talk you through it, and you can let me know what you think in the comments below. So you can see the driver's perspective here coming up to a temporary roadworks junction with a red light. You can see that there's a blue BMW in front, which is also waiting in the queue. And at this point here, you hear the bus behind beep, which the driver is aware of. Now, it's unclear why the bus is beeping at this point, because there's clearly nothing the driver's perspective can do about it, nor any vehicle in front. But nonetheless, the bus beeped, clearly out of impatience, and then all of these vehicles come up to this junction and are once again stopped. The BMW does take a chance and just about goes through the red light, but this vehicle remains put. Only then to realise that the bus overtakes this vehicle through the red light onto the junction, and you can see the other vehicles in the opposite direction have to sort of stop and swerve out of the way of the bus. Now I will pause and show you that again to show you how those vehicles are impacted by this bus. So here a replay at a very slightly slower speed. You can see the bus clearly come around the driver perspective to join the junction out of impatience at the red light and the vehicle in front. You can see firstly the motorbike and then the other car have to stop in the distance here in order to avoid the bus coming around on the junction. So just running that again, you can see the bus come around and you'll look in the distance for the motorbike and then the car that have to effectively stop and move out of the way of the bus in the distance over there on that far junction. And I really can't see any excuse as to why the bus would contravene a red light and put everyone else in danger in this way. So I think it goes without saying that aside from the fact that this is ultimately confusing, it's a very dangerous maneuver by the bus. And although this viewer did not report this to the police, I believe that if they had have done so, the police really ought to have done something about it, because after all, those that are in charge of a public service vehicle carrying passengers for hire, either as a bus or as a taxi or anything like that, really ought to be held to a higher standard. So please do let me know what you think in the comments below. I know that in response to the previous video, some people did question whether or not the bus had driven through on a red light. I maintain my position that in court, the court would have found that that bus went through a red light because the driver perspective was on green, and therefore it's beyond any reasonable doubt that the opposite direction was on red, irrespective of whether or not any footage was captured of that direction. Now, as it happens, I believe that had this gone to court, there would be, by disclosure no less, CCTV footage if recorded by the bus perspective going through that red light. But on this occasion, in this video, within this video, there is no doubt within my mind that this bus has gone through a red light, not just through the red light itself, but on the wrong side of the road. And you could see vehicles coming in the other direction that had to essentially brake and avoid collision with the bus as it came around in effectively their lane because of the temporary roadworks. So as I say, let me know what you think in the comments below. I think this one is fairly clear cut. I think if the bus had have been reported to the police really ought to have done something about it, but nonetheless it is probably too late because of the strict time frames involved. So I look forward to reading your comments. Please do remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, as it really does help my channel grow. And in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.